Hello, Miami. You're watching 305 Sports Now, your home podcast and channel for all things Miami sports related. I am Will.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is.
Hey, what's up, everybody? You're watching 305 Sports Now. Thank you so much for joining us. As once again, Happy New Year to all of you that had a great New Year, and welcome back to the show. First things foremost, I wanted to address Reese Poffenbarger, right? The man I like to call the Poff, right? Reese Poffenbarger is pretty much taking Miami by storm, as he has been the talk of the town, especially here in Florida, especially those for Canes fans as well, as you have a pretty divided fan base in general on the arrival of the University of Albany quarterback. Now, there's a bit of a divide in the sense because many people are upset that Mario Cristobal cannot get one of the top transfer portal quarterbacks that were available. A guy like Cam Ward, whom everybody wanted, a guy like Will Howard, who a lot of people also wanted, amongst others as well. Guys like, let's say, Malachi Coleman, some people were on that bandwagon, or Will Rogers, etc. But other people are very happy about Reese Poffenbarger because it pretty much creates an opportunity to add depth into the quarterback room, in which we saw that injury in general ravaged the Miami Hurricane quarterback room. As you know, if it wasn't for Ja'Cory Brown deciding to play in the bowl game but continue to be a Miami Hurricane, we would have been down to a walk-on in the game against Rutgers, and that could have been a lot worse than what we got, that very day. Okay, so just a little bit about Reese. Okay, now I'm actually pretty happy about Reese. I'm optimistic, and I'll tell you why. All right, Reese is pretty much 6 feet tall, 210. Okay, his 2023 stats are pretty interesting because he had over 3,000 yard passing, 3,614 yards to be exact. The graphic will tell you that. 36 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, and over 58% completion percentage rating. CaneSport did a research analysis. He had about 27 drop balls this year for the University of Albany, which would have increased if they would all been caught. Okay, it would have increased his average to 68%. If you really want to check out some good film on this kid, you have got to watch Chalupa Batman, or who's a good friend of the show, and his breakdown of Reese as far as his mechanics goes, his throwing, his athleticism as well. And that's pretty much what we're going to talk about, today as far as Reese goes. And I'm going to tell you a little bit what I saw in the film from yesterday's Corey's live stream, which is available to you all on YouTube. All right, so first things foremost, a positive about the kid is that he's athletic. I would say sneaky athletic. He's a small in terms of quarterback size, being 6 feet tall, but he's very athletic. He can dunk a basketball. He's a good basketball player as well. He's very fast. He's not very fast, but he's quick. Okay, he's quick off his feet. He's got fantastic footwork. He's got a cannon of an arm. That's one thing about Mario Cristobal. He likes quarterbacks with great arm strength. Okay, that's pretty much has been his target, not just in the transfer portal, but also that's one thing he likes about Ja'Cory. And Reese is a kid, the Poff, as I like to call him, is a kid with a lot of range as far as throwing distance goes as well. He could throw on the run, and he could throw on the run deep. If you watch a lot of his video, he throws very good fade routes, right, heading into the end zone. So that pylon pass that a lot of us like, because it keeps the defender away from the football, but it's a guarantee that it's either an incomplete pass or a touchdown if the receiver is able to get the football. He's very good at those passes, okay, going to the sidelines and going deep. And not only that, and putting the ball in the correct spot as well. So he's a dynamic football player, can make any throw. He's very enthusiastic, very animated. The previous quarterback was not that in-your-face, rah-rah guy, that you get out of quarterbacks. He was much more, more into himself. Reese is not like that. He will fire up his teammates, and that's something that we've been looking forward to as far as the fan base goes in referencing our Miami Hurricanes quarterback as well. Just a few things. See if I missed anything I wanted to talk about. I already mentioned the footwork, could throw on the run as well, known as a gunslinger, right? So we got the Brett Favre, Baker Mayfield type of deal with Poffenbarger. Just a few things that I don't like, I wasn't not like, just some small negatives. is the fact that he's gonna have to adjust to some Power Five speed. Okay, FCS and Power Five are different. I was watching a podcast yesterday, and I don't remember the name of it. Not would have name dropped it, but they're basically talking about that one of the main keys about FCS is that they don't have the depth and talent comparable to that of an FBS school, and that's understandable. So that's something to think about. But it's obvious though that the speed of a Power Five school like a Georgia is much faster than a team like Albany, right? That he's the kind of competition he's used to. So you have to adjust to that. You have to adjust to the Florida State type of defenses. You have to adjust to like the SEC Gator type of defenses that will be coming a bit quicker, as well than he's used to. In the last game, he threw 3 interceptions, and I think pressure had a little bit to do with that. So that's something you learn. It'll be growing pains with him if he was to get the starting job, from Jacuri or Emory in that realm. Gunslinger mentality, like I said, with the speed and the FCS school, he may be able to get away with it. And Power Five, you will not. He could possibly throw us out of games if that's the case. So unless the team is in a good position, as far as the lead goes, and if it's not in a crucial moment, having that gunslinger mentality, which leads to interceptions, could cost you games, and that is a concern for me. I do like guys that aren't afraid of taking chances, but it has to be the right chance. It has to be the right chance. It cannot be anything reckless, and that's just where I fall. So the gunslinger mentality that he possesses could be an issue. Could be an issue if there is, a tie game situation late into a football game. In the first quarter, you want to take your shot, fine. But in fourth quarter, a minute and a half left, and you're down by 3 or 7, you want somebody that could take care of the football and not make that mistake and make the right throw. Okay, just give you an idea, right? As well. That's pretty much it. As far as in terms of what I think of him, as far as positives and negatives, I want to talk a little bit about the fan base. You guys are very divided on this kid. I mean, he has 2 years of eligibility left. He can play another season with the Canes. Very divided. A lot of you are ecstatic that he's here because we add some quarterback depth, as well. I'm happy he's here, as well. As I said, to Chalupa Batman yesterday, iron sharpens iron. I think he's just going to make the quarterback room better because he's going to make Jacuri better. Jacuri Brown, who's been trying to work on, his accuracy in terms of passing, did fairly well, in the bowl game, and Emory Williams as well. He brings an athleticism. I'm kind of excited to see how he develops here as a Miami Hurricane in the quarterback position. But a lot of you are just upset because I get it. You wanted Cam Ward. You wanted Will Howard. We kind of dropped the ball a little bit, as far as not having a plan B, for a Cam Ward, and maybe not offering Will Howard right away and waiting to see what Cam Ward would do. But you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. At least for the most part, we've had a depth. I don't think we're done. All right, I don't think we're done. If Talia Tagovailoa's waiver does clear, I do think Talia is a good chance he will land as a Miami Hurricane. And he may possibly actually also be the starter. So you'll have, another quarterback as well. You have Judd Anderson. You have Emory Williams, Jacuri Brown, Reese Poffenbarger, and Talia. If not, don't be surprised if after the spring game, when the transfer portal reopens up again, we get another quarterback from the transfer portal as well, just to add more depth to the quarterback position. Again, last year we were left with one quarterback. We're down to one quarterback. We can't let that happen again. We have to have some bodies in that room, and Reese does fill that role, and I think he can fill that role very effectively if need be. He's not Cam Ward. He's not going to be handed, or there's a 90% chance that he's going to be handed a starting position, okay? Or he's not Will Howard, or he's not Will Rogers, or he's not even Cal McCord, okay? He's here with an understanding that he is going to compete with Jacuri and Emory for position on the team, all right? So let's take a breath as a fan base. Let's take a breath as a fan base and realize that, we're trying to build something here as well within their quarterback room to better the football team, for the next couple seasons, okay? If we don't get a transfer portal quarterback, like a Talia or somebody else in general, there will be some growing pains this year as well. I do not expect to finish with a 7-win season again. I expect to do much better than 7 wins, preferably 8 or 9. If we would have gotten Cam Ward, I would have said 10 wins, possibly 11. But we have to temper our expectations if we don't get another quarterback until possibly the spring. Because if that happens after possibly the spring, that quarterback that does come in, even if he's a starter caliber quarterback, will be behind in terms of knowing our offense. So for that, I say you ride with Jacuri, Reese, Emory, or whomever else the team Mario, Shannon, Dawson feels more comfortable could get you wins, for the 2024 season. Okay, so fans, calm down. I know we're upset. I know people are upset. I know people are angry, but put the pitchforks away for now and let's just let things play out. I'm very optimistic. I like to give my coaches chances. And even though the record doesn't show it, there was some improvement this year all around within the football team as well. We just can't lose stupid games in foolish fashions like we did against Georgia Tech, and we can't lose to teams like Rutgers. All right, just to get that out the way and get that idea. We have a good young core coming in, and the freshmen from last year that were, again, a top 5 class are now within the Shannon Dawson system and within the Lance Guidry system. They'll just be in year 2, all right, of it as well. So I expect improvement. I really do. I expect improvement. I don't expect a 7-win season. I want, if we don't get a big time quarterback, I at least expect 8 to 9 wins for next season. I'm just trying to be realistic and temper my expectations just a bit, right? Just a bit, all right? Just so we get an idea of where we're at, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you heard, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to 305 Sports Now. That's it for me. I will be bringing you some Dolphin coverage this upcoming week as well, just so you guys get an idea. We are in the playoffs, so I will be giving you some Dolphin coverage. I'm working on trying to get a Dolphin legend on the show as well. Guys, again, if you like what you heard, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to 305 Sports Now. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe. God bless. See you soon. Go Canes. Bye-bye, guys.